Hello, everybody, on this fine Tuesday afternoon. Today is the big day. I am live on the air here with three of the members of the band Oh the Manatee, voted Best of Cincinnati in 2026. I am so honored and excited to welcome them here to Flora Frequency, and we here at Bearcast Media have been very excited for this day for quite some time now. So we are super psyched that it is finally here. So this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley on the special Catalyze on-air release party. So first off, we are going to start the interview, and then I'm basically going to be going over a few interview segments with you. So I'll be asking some questions and giving you all some prompts, and then you'll just take it from there. And then we will be doing some song breaks where we will be playing some music from their new EP. So, without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So, for the first segment, this is going to be just a welcome and some context here. So, why don't you three go ahead and introduce yourself and just talk about your EP name and what you got going?
I'm Isaiah Poe. I'm the bassist. It's a joy to be here. We're so thrilled. We've been looking forward to this for such a long time. On the name Catalyze, it was something that all four of us couldn't agree on, similar to naming the band, and eventually it was just kind of determined, like, yeah, I guess that'll do. Catalyze, that'll work.
Yeah. I'm Annabelle. I do lead vocals and rhythm guitar. Catalyze was just, I saw the word. I don't even know what it was. I like thought of the word, and then I was like, is this a real word? And then I looked it up and I was like, wait, this is a sick word. I feel like it could be a cool title, and it's kind of just like a way to say, like, to bring something out and to, kind of, in a way, it's like an announcement in our way. And yeah.
My name is Steven, and I'm the lead guitarist. And when I first heard the name Catalyze, I was like, this is the coolest name ever. And I honestly, like everyone else, didn't know what it meant. Looked it up, saw that it meant the same thing that Annabelle said. And yeah, it was awesome. I think it really related to what we wanted to deliver, and yeah.
So basically, so the day after your release, you did a release show at Spiral Groove Records in Milford on the 21st, this past Saturday. So how did that feel, getting to do that?
That show was with a lot of failures. We went through a lot of trouble to make sure that show happened, from scheduling troubles to technical issues. Our drummer Dylan decided it'd be the greatest time to test out an electric kit, and it broke. So we had to work on fixing that before we went on, which was very stressful.
Yeah, and someone you had to run to Best Buy, do a little emergency journey to get something that broke.
Luckily, I know cables pretty well, and I saw the one that broke and was like, oh yeah, I think I know where to get one of those. So luckily somebody knew what we were doing.
And then before we go into our first song break, could you maybe tell everyone where you can go to listen to this EP?
Everywhere,
Yeah. I mean, we use CD Baby to help distribute our stuff, and they're great to work with, just everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to it on Spotify, and it sounds really good on there, really crisp, high fidelity. So yeah, it's so neat that you all have it on all the platforms, because I mean it's neat that just a local band that just started like a year ago, and then here you are now. I mean it's just really cool, and And I love getting to talk to talent like this here because it's like the places you're gonna go. It's really cool. So for our first song break, we are going to start by playing the lead single on the EP, Halfway, and we will be back with you right after that. So, this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley here on Bearcast Radio. If you're just tuning in, that was Halfway on the Manatee's brand new EP, Catalyze. It is 3:15 on this Tuesday afternoon, the special on-air release party episode for the EP, where I have 3 of the band's members in the studio with me today. And with that, we are going to move on to the next segment of this interview, which I have titled the EP Release Story. So, first question that I have for this segment is, when did you first decide to make an EP instead of just releasing singles? And do you have a particular theme in mind?
I guess, I mean, it all started in
April.
August.
Oh.
I was going to talk about with Tailgate.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, we formed in April, and the idea was always to make music along the way, our own music. We started the writing for Tailgate in May, and then recording in August, and then after it came out in September, we realized, okay, let's do a whole EP. I guess Catalyze kind of, it's about change as a person throughout different stages of your life. Different songs mean different things. None of them sound the same, so it kind of doesn't really fit a good narrative. But I mean, it's all about growth and change, and yeah. I mean, Annabelle, if you want to add anything.
I'd say, you know, a lot of this has been lyrics for me, and taking these songs and creating lyrics for them and kind of trying to bring them all together. And I would definitely say change is a big theme in Catalyze, and just feelings overall. Just, I think that's a big part of storytelling, is just expressing your emotions, and it's vulnerable, but it's important for the arts. So, yeah.
I say as a band, this was a great experience to see what works for us. Just getting to produce all these different types of genres and seeing how we as musicians worked well together, and just seeing overall what does well as well can benefit us in the long run when we decide on what types of music we're going to create in the future. And
So basically, my next questions have to do with the actual production. So were there any particular recording locations, and did you do like DIY versus studio? And what, if any, was the biggest unexpected challenge in the production process that you all faced?
We did all of our recording with the great Nolan Moore, also known as Nolan Brazil in the Cincy scene. He's great, really talented guy. We love working with him. We worked with him in his studio out in Spring Grove,
Yeah, around that area, yeah.
and then we recorded Garnet at Cincy Sound. We did that with Philip as well. The hardest part, well, honestly, was keeping everybody healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Steven and I, when we were recording our last song, Garnet, which was, we really wanted that one to be our best one. Well, we wanted them all to sound great, but we wanted Garnet to really sound special. And Steven and I both had the flu, and we didn't know. But, yeah, it was definitely a lot of sicknesses going around in the time period. So I'm excited for some summer producing, because that'll be great.
Yeah, you probably hear when you listen to my other episodes, I vent about how I do not like the winter, and that's just one of the downsides about that. Yeah. So basically, you did mention Nolan. Isn't he also drumming for Juno Harlot right now, too? Because I think I saw him perform. Yeah, he's awesome.
Neon
He's
Caravan
awesome.
as well.
Through the process, we've really become friends with him, and he's such a great guy. We love him.
And he takes like constructive criticism really well, which is a great trait for someone to be able to take criticism, especially when you're producing somebody else's music. He kept a really open mind and was really patient with us. Yeah. So I mean, we love him to death.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I feel like he decided to make decisions based off his judgment, and that really benefited us as well. Just him being able to balance out vocals with these instruments, and being able to decide if certain tracks should stay in certain songs, and just what will benefit us overall. And I think he did a great job at that.
That's nice. And then, so kind of just a little bit of release reflection. So how did it feel? Because I know, because I've been to many of your shows, and I know you've played a lot of these songs live before the EP actually came out. How did it feel debuting the songs live, like before the EP came out? And was the crowd reaction what y'all expected?
I'm just going to say really quickly, I said it all day of the EP release and just that weekend, but it felt like it was my birthday. It felt, that's the only way I can describe it. It just felt, I don't know, like it's finally out there for everyone to hear. And, we have our scene, we have our community where everyone can hear it and how it's grown. Like the first time we played it live, it's completely different how we play it now. And it's really cool to just show that to people.
Awesome. So that takes us to our next song break, where we're going to be doing something a little differently. And as you mentioned, Garnet, we are going to go ahead and play that song on the air. And once that is done, I will be right back with you, and we will actually talk about it, and discuss how just everything about the song. So yeah. So this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley, and here is Garnet from the EP Catalyze. Hope you enjoy.
Wish I could change the news, wipe your tears and hold you true. Hair left on the floor, sweep it up, rinse what was before. These clothes are all brand new, colors in dead deep blue. I'd trade them all for you. It was all too soon.
All right, this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley on Bearcast Radio, And it is Tuesday, February 25th at 3:26 p.m. If you are just tuning in, this is the special episode of the Manatee's EP on-air release party. And before we get into the next segment, just a quick reminder that in order to focus on the topic here, I have released my weather reporting and music scene and environmental horticulture updates through separate recordings on YouTube. Those are available now on the Flora Frequency channel, so you can go out and listen anytime you want, as those are now up as of just a short while ago. So anyway, on to the next part of the interview. So basically, we just played the song Garnet, and I know that track has a particularly personal meaning to you, especially you, Annabelle. Do you mind talking on here about the kind of the backstory and the meaning of that song and any particular lyrics that stood out to you?
Yeah, so, I mean, Steven and I wrote Garnet Tuesday at 2 a.m. I just felt, we live very close to each other, so I was just like, are you awake? And he was. And I was just like, I want to write something personal. And, you know, Garnet, it's extremely personal to me. If I'd say anything, my best friend, Nora, she passed away my senior year of high school of bone cancer. And, you know, a big part of my senior year was that. And it stays with you. Grief stays with you for years, forever. And I've written songs before of just, I never really gave the perspective of grief. And this song, I kind of walked through the process of grief for myself. And a big aspect of that was I have long hair, and hair holds memories, and kind of the experience of chopping off that hair and the grief that comes with that, what you're giving up in a way. That was a big part of my writing for Garnet.
So I take it basically there was probably a specific lyric that came from a very specific moment within that song. Do you care to maybe describe some of that a little more in detail?
Yeah, so I start off the song talking about an experience where hair's all over the floor and you sweep it all up. And then the outro, I talk about how everything is all in my hair, all these memories, everything that could have been, and just kind of, it's like the thought process of cutting your hair. I don't know. It holds so much. Like, she touched this hair, she braided this hair, and if I cut it all off, I'm not gonna have her touch on me anymore. It's a very fully developed song, just about grief and the anger with it, the sadness with it, and, you know, feel like almost like the guilt of cutting that off. So.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate you opening up about this on the air, and both with that song and with any other songs on the EP. Are there songs that change meaning once you started playing them live versus recording and doing stuff behind the scenes?
Maybe halfway. When we wrote Halfway, we were on our cabin trip in October. We went down to Red River Gorge in Kentucky for a weekend, and we just locked ourselves in and wrote song after song after song. When we started writing it at first, it was literally just me doodling around on the bass, and then it kind of came to fruition with everybody else's shared image of what they thought the song should be. Now, Halfway, I'd say, is probably the most changed song from when we first started doing it to now. So I guess I'd probably say that one from writing to released. It's the most changed. Not in meaning per se, but the way it sounds.
I'd say when we were writing Ladybug Lady, that was definitely a song that kind of changed its meaning a bit. At first, me and Annabelle were just out in the wilderness and Red River Gorge and admiring the nature, and That we were just jamming around, just trying to see what would sound nice, and just decided to play that progression, and she really liked it. And at first, we were kind of just singing about how, like, nature is just so beautiful and admiring everything, and then we kind of acknowledged a sense of nostalgia from it, and I think it kind of transitioned into looking back in your childhood and just admiring the memories that you grew up like.
I do personally like that song, and in fact that actually perfectly segues into our next song. I'm going to go ahead and play that one here in just a moment, but I do like how y'all capture the whole nostalgic and the whole upbeat, whimsical tone with that, even though it's not like a hard song, but it just balances out the sound perfectly with the release, because it's like some bands and some artists will have music that's only one straight sound straight through, and it's like you got death metal bands that are just blowing up their mics the whole way through, and then other bands that are just kind of sad and sappy the whole way. So I love the balance and just all of the emotional evocation. I think that's how you say it, that your songs give. And is there any more you have to say in that regard before we play Ladybug Lady?
Thank you. First off, yeah, Ladybug Lady, I kind of view it. I think it's important I like with my writing to just be a little bit more generalized, because I like people to create their own opinion and relate it to themselves. But I definitely think childhood is a big aspect for that. And for me personally, I kind of view Ladybug Lady as the first person you kind of feel safe with. And that could be like a maternal figure or a paternal figure. It could be just a sibling or just someone that, makes you feel safe in a vulnerable position. And yeah, that's Ladybug Lady to me.
Yeah, I agree, because it kind of took me a little while to interpret the lyrics, but yeah, that all makes sense. So anyway, for all those who are listening out there, here is the Manatee and their single Ladybug Lady from their EP, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Disagree. They'll try to deceive me. They'll trap me in leaves until Ladybug Lady kicked down all the trees. She whispered so dearly, I'm glad you're with me. apricots and honey. He stands close to me. Then ladybug lady, she told me goodbye. I asked her where she was going. She smiled and never replied.
This is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley. It is Wednesday, February 25th, 3:37. You're listening to Bearcast Radio at UC. And this is the the Manatee Catalyze EP release on-air party or on-air release party, and that was Ladybug Lady, a rather different sounding track from the EP. And basically, I want to turn it over to the members now who have a few things that they told me they wanted to talk about with that particular track because I mean, thematically, it's great. It's a wonderful track. So I will turn it over to you all.
The first thing we do want to say, though, those beautiful whistles you hear at the end, that's from our amazing drummer, Dylan. He's not here right now with us, unfortunately. He was in class and he couldn't make it. We love him. We're thinking about him. We wish he was here. It doesn't feel complete without him. But back to Ladybug Lady. That song originally, when it was written, wasn't supposed to have a real bass line in it, which of course disappointed me because I was like, I wanted to play on it. I love that song. But after everything that happened when we were writing it in the studio, it changed quite a bit because we added an entire bass line that's walking up scales and kind of following the guitar, but also kind of doing its own thing. And I can't imagine that song without the bass line or the whistles anymore.
I want to say this really quickly. If you listen to the song and you listen to the beginning of the second verse, I say the wasp can be frightening. Look out for the bass right there and, maybe see how that contributes to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiny things that we kind of left in there that we wanted our listeners to, kind of discover and think that was kind of cool. I'd say there was definitely a bit of theory involved in this, and it sounds pretty simple just like listening to it, but, every time Annabelle sings about the ladybug, instead of playing a C major on the guitar, I changed it to a C major 7 to try to add some kind of solemnness, and that would be something that's pretty noticeable. But again, going back to what the bass is playing when the wasp can be frightening, it's just something cool that we thought we could add, and yeah.
Awesome. And then you speaking about Dylan and his class is actually a perfect natural segue into my next segment. So that is questions about your student life. So honestly, how do you balance being UC students with rehearsals and gigs and stuff?
Difficultly. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm in education right now, and I'm in my practicum, so I'm teaching, working, going to class, doing the band stuff. So it can be a little overwhelming at times, but I mean, everybody in our band is so they really cater to my schedule, which is great. I love it. But without them being able to do that, we wouldn't get anything done, at all.
Yeah, I would say it is definitely harder to get scheduling down, especially when we're, actually getting booked now, where in the summer it was very much just us getting our feet, on the floor. I don't know what the saying is, but yeah, it's
feet in the water.
Feet in the water. There we go. But yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge for me. Coming into UC, I joined a lot of groups. I was part of the UC Cabaret Singers, and joined a few church involvement ministries and stuff like that, and stuck with it throughout the year, and then joined this band. And so it's been pretty hard to to, especially now at this time of the year when we're getting booked, I've had to cancel a few shows, and we got sick a few times as well. So it's been kind of hard to stick with our shows, but when we do, we pull through, and we do great. And there's no one else I'd rather be playing with right now. So.
Aww.
Oh, thanks, Steven.
Well, that's awesome. And basically, has just your campus life, has that influenced your music in any way, and the composition and whatnot?
I wouldn't say it's influenced like the music that we make, or the decisions that we make with our music, because, I have a very strong feeling that if, nobody came out to the shows and nobody listened to the music and nobody knows who the Manatee is, we would still be making the music, because I think we make it for us. We make it because we love doing it and we want to put something out to the world. Now I have like to see people like notice the Manatee, or know who the Manatee is on campus. That's a really cool feeling. Whether it's like, one person in your psychology class, or somebody scanning the QR code that you put on a bulletin board in the middle of a hallway. It's cool to see. It's cool to be a fly on the wall in that moment.
It was really neat when I was following some newer bands last year, and I all of a sudden started seeing their name popping up on campus, because it's like I was following them before that happened. So I totally agree how you and probably other musicians in your position around here would probably feel the same way. And then also to kind of have some funny question here that a lot of our student listeners could probably relate to. Have you told your faculty yet that you just dropped an EP?
I have not.
I told my mentor teacher, but actual like professors, I don't know if they would care.
I'm pretty private about the Manatee in my classes and everything. I'd say I don't really speak on it that much in my classes, just because I don't know. It's just like,
Yeah,
I only
same
speak
here.
about it when it's spoken about,
Yeah, I haven't said anything to anyone, but every now and then, someone will hit me up saying like, I listened to your EP, and this one time a professor of mine was like, that's so cool, like your music involvement is like, it's really interesting to me, and it's kind of cool to see like just professors, like people who are definitely not like close to you in age, like relating to something that you're passionate about. So yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, I do kind of get it that maybe like from a social standpoint, it might feel a little out of place to like be in a class and say, hey, Professor so-and-so, I just put out this music. But it's like, I'm sure some people do. So it's like, I just had to ask.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, we're going to take another song break before we head into our final segment of the hour. And for this one, I'm going to be playing the band's original single, Tailgate, which, for those of you who have been following the show since the beginning of this current season, I actually kicked off the season with this song. So here is Tailgate again on Flora Frequency, and I hope you enjoy. This is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressley on Bearcast Radio. It is the the Manatee Catalyze EP on-air release party here at Flora Frequency, and really love that song. I was listening to it on repeat while I was doing a volunteer event right before I went and saw their release show later that same day, this past Saturday, picking up trash around Coreyville, helping out our community. And I love the instrumentals at the ending and just everything. The harmonies are phenomenal. And I heard you all kind of talking about that during the break. So I might have you elaborate a little bit more on that. But with this, though, we are actually down to the final segment where I'm going to be asking kind of just some fun miscellaneous questions that I'm sure you all will enjoy. So basically, first off, what was your favorite show that you have done so far, just ever since you first started?
I have two very distinct ones that I love with all of my heart. That is the second show that we did at TKE, and that was in December. That was one of the coolest ones. The crowd was really in it, as well as Chad House was really cool. But I don't know if they're doing shows anymore at Chad House. I think they shut the venue down, which is unfortunate because we would have loved to play there again. But the crowd, I mean, the house shows are so much different than like playing like a bar. We love playing the bars. They're all so fun. We love Flora. We love playing at Spiral Groove. You know, wherever we're playing at, we'll gladly play there. But the energy that people bring at a house show is so wonderful. To see them jumping around and running around. And actually, we debuted playing Garnet live at that TKE show, and we got a great crowd reception. They were, locked arms and kicking feet in the front row. Most people were doing that. It was really cool to see like such a warm reception from such a rowdy crowd all night. It's got to be those two, in my opinion.
Sounds like that. Pardon. So that sounds like that show would have been more entertaining than the losing Nip at Night football game that I was at that night too. So I just had to throw that in because I just thought that was funny. So anyway, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, me and Dylan a few days ago, we were just rewatching a video from the second time we played at Teak, and it was Pool House, and you could just hear everyone screaming the lyrics, and it's a very surreal feeling, and it just makes you feel like you're doing the right thing, and that's a great house show experience. We need to keep appreciating house shows, guys. They are the funnest thing ever.
Yep, plenty of those coming up. When you listen to my show, I'll announce them all. So encourage you all to come out as well. So then, the next thing I want to ask is, do you have a most chaotic rehearsal moment?
I broke my bass once while we were playing. Pretty bad. Still is out of commission. We're using the backup. We were rehearsing, and we had a show that weekend, and a part of my headstock just kind of exploded, and my strings all went kaput, and that was a really funny moment because we were just playing there rehearsing. Me and Steven were trying to nail something together that we'd been trying to get better and tighter at, and boom, there goes the bass, and it kind of sounded like a gunshot went off, and bass parts went flying everywhere, and we were just awestruck, like, uh-oh.
Yeah. We also practice in a very skinny and long room. So, Dylan's in the very back, and Isaiah and Stephen are kind of close to each other in the middle, and then I'm on the very end of the room. So when things go flying, it's a very tight space, so it's very hard to find things. So I'll just say it was somewhere hidden. Yeah.
I think other bands can definitely relate to this. It's not a chaotic moment in particularly one rehearsal. It's feedback issues. We had a lot of those. Part of it has to do with just bad equipment, and over time we bought new equipment, and it definitely helped out. But just playing in that tight room and then microphones picking up on the amplifiers and causing absurd amount of feedback. I think we've gone deaf a few times with how loud feedback has gotten. But yeah, working around that was definitely a challenge, but I think we're getting better at it, and that's what matters.
And then, do you have a one particular favorite song to perform live at your shows?
Halfway.
Garnet.
I'd have to say Halfway as well.
Those are great answers. I love all those songs. And then the last thing, the last section so what are your future plans right now? More shows? Are you going to shoot any music videos, future projects? I mean, what do y'all got going on?
We are incredibly grateful for all of the people who have helped us out in the Catalyze process. We're very lucky to have such close relationships with such talented people. My best friend Maggie, she made our cover art. And, we've had a lot of people reach out to us just, about some, promotions and music videos. So we do have some music video stuff coming up, which will be super exciting. But yeah, we do plan on maybe getting a music video out for one of the songs on Catalyze. And we do plan on making some new music. I'll let Isaiah take over.
Right now, I think talks are... The streets say that Oh the Manatee is back in the writing process. We've got a couple tunes that we've been working on. If you stop by some live shows, we've got a bunch of shows coming up in March. We've got a show in April. We'll be playing over the summer. We'll be playing when people come back from home, ready for the new year to start. If you jump out and catch us at one of those shows, you might hear something new, something unreleased maybe. But it's still early in that process, and it's kind of crazy because we just got done with the hectic writing process and recording process and publication process of Catalyze, and now we have a little bit more time on our hands, and the first thing that we do is like, all right, let's put ourselves right back there. Let's get some more stuff out. But this song is going to be different. It's different from anything that we've written. It's fun. It is a fun song. It's kind of surfy. Would you say that, Steve?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Jazz chords, surf rock, bouncy song. It is super fun, and I cannot wait to play it live.
Perfect time to debut it would be like in the spring when we're starting to, because you said surfy, starting to kind of get into that weather change and the warm, and people are thinking about going on vacation. So I'm so excited to come to the shows, and I hope all my listeners are too.
Dare I say the song of the summer?
Dare I say? Dare I say?
Yeah, maybe you'll become the new Brian Wilson, rest his soul. So anyway, the last question that I want to ask you before we wrap up the show with their song Crown, the only song on the EP that I have yet to play here today, is, so obviously we've got a lot of different musicians and bands that are popping up around not just the UC scene, but really just all over. What advice would you tell them if they're just starting off on how to be successful?
Don't stop. Keep going. You're gonna fight with your band members. You're gonna disagree about a lot of things, but it's what we've learned. It's more important to just sit down and talk to each other and figure things out, and keep writing, keep playing shows, keep going out and supporting other bands. Just keep going. Don't stop, because with the second that local music dies, the whole kind of city goes down, and you're not going to get along with all of your bandmates all the time. Trust me, we have plenty of times where we want to claw each other's faces off. But we talk to each other. We keep going. You always have to be kind, courteous, and respectful to the other bands that you're playing with, to the venues that you go to the booking agents that you talk to. No matter what it is, don't stop, because once you do, you can't start again. So just keep your head down, keep working, and make some great music, because we would all love to hear it.
I fully agree. Another thing I would add on to that is just don't be afraid to make connections. Like, go to shows even if you're not playing, and play at shows that you don't think are going to be entertaining for yourself and for other people. And my first time playing at a house show was at Fishbowl, and and like I was not introduced at all to the whole music scene here, and I was pretty nervous. Just a lot of people I don't know, a lot of like different like types of people, I guess. but everyone was so welcoming, and they welcomed me with open arms, and I'm so grateful. And I'd say that's the main thing I'd have.
I'd say don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that's a big thing. We have received so much help through other bands, through people in the music scene, and like I said, like connections with friends. It's likely your friends are going to want to be a part of your band as much as you do. And it's been really great seeing my best friends, my boyfriend, everyone just coming together for this project. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because there's a very good chance that person's going to want to help you.
Yeah, I agree. And Fishbowl was actually my first show that I attended as well. It was the Battle of the Bands last year, and I had never gone to a house show before, and I just got into it. And I mean, it's just a whole different form of networking. And I mean, you guys are some of my best friends of all time. And
thank you, man.
And if I hadn't gone to those shows, I would not have met you guys. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Stephen, in how that is very important. And before we wrap up with Crown, are there any particular shout-outs or anything that you want to say or thank, or anyone you want to thank on the air today?
Oh, yeah, we have a bunch. That was actually what I was about to interrupt you for. Let's start from the top with Annabelle's people. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Kellen. Thank you, Kat. She wrote us all some really nice letters after Catalyze came out. That was super sweet of her. Thank you, Dylan. He's not here, but God love him.
Mr. Lopes.
Mr. Dylan Lopes. Shout out all of our parents for being so supportive. Shout out Josh, Ben, Hunter, Simon. Steven, I don't remember your friends' names. Shout them out now.
Shout out my parents for helping me fund some of the studio, and my sister for coming to shows. And yeah, a lot of my friends are just out at other colleges. OSU is definitely where they're all at, and it's been I've been making a lot of new friends. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out to, Isaiah covered most of them, but Wendy Spears, my closest friends, just for supporting me. Nolan for getting this
How did I forget
show
Nolan?
on the freaking road. I mean,
Yeah.
Philip for helping us out with Garnet, Isaac for getting in on that too. And just everyone in the scene, everyone that comes to a show, even if you don't really like us, like
Shout out Trophy Wives.
Trophy Wives, that's a good one too. Fishbowl, all of these venues, Chad House, all of these people that let us come in with open arms to their homes and their businesses. We appreciate you, and we love you. We love everyone in this scene, and it's just such an important part of our lives, and such an important part of, I think, everyone's lives if they just go into it.
Yeah. Isaac, shout out Isaac again. He just to clarify, he plays the trumpet on Garnet. So when you hear that trumpet break when the song breaks down for the first time, that's him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, as the host here, I also do want to give my own shout out to Bearcast Media and our radio director, Maxwell Jordan, our music director, Lainey Walden, and our co-social media directors, Brooklyn Perkins and Ella Sander, and all of our other staff for making this amazing event happen. And thank you so much to the Manatee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
For coming on the show today. And this was absolutely phenomenal. And I promise this will be the first of several similar events. I'm looking to have some additional bands and musicians and even some educational speakers on the show at some point later on. So as that comes up, I will announce that accordingly. So to end off this week's episode, the special Oh the Manatee EP release party, I am going to play Crown. The final song on the EP, well, not in order, but the final song that I have yet to play on the show today. So, as always, I will be back with you next week, same time, same place. So, as I always end off with, prioritize your mental health, take care of your self-care, and peace.